Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with the one and only J-Man. Your morning will never be the same. Here we go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're listening to Coffee and Conversation with your boy J-Mad on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on, even Alexa. That's right. Alexa can't make it do what it do. Hope you all are having a great week. Your week has started off great. Let me say good morning to those in the chat room. Let's see who's in the chat room. Good morning, Yogi. Good morning, sweetie. Good, Dr. Tony. Good morning to you, dear. Good morning, Nurse Rachel. And to those that's out there at Emory Winship Cancer Center, good morning to you all. I pray that all is well with you all. I pray that things are going great for you all. Thank you so much for listening in. And keep on fighting. Keep fighting. Don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. I want to thank you all so much for trusting these 30 minutes with me every Tuesday and Thursday. I do appreciate your time. I want to talk about this morning. When I woke up when I went to bed last night, it was raining. It wasn't a hard rain. It was a very subtle rain. And then when I woke up this morning, that same rain was still here. It was nice and easy. And believe it or not, it reminded me of tears. If there was ever a sound, a soft sound of tears, that's what it reminded me of. And then I thought about something I posted maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer. And the statement, excuse me, the statement was, remember your tears because they will account for something. They would count for something. Remember your tears because they would count for something, or they would pay off after a while. As I was thinking about the rain and just sit laying here listening to the rain, I remember, or I thought about the necessity of the rain. And again, I thought about the sound that it reminded me of tears, and I then thought about the necessity of tears. Many of us do not care for crying. I'm not one of them. I cry at the drop of a dime. I cry at the drop of a dime. My youngest son started school yesterday driving. He didn't cry in school. On the way home, I cried. So I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with crying. There is a necessity for tears. There's a physical necessity for tears. There's an emotional necessity for tears. There's a spiritual necessity for tears. Not every day is going to be sunny, 70 degrees weather, 75-degree weather. Every day it's not going to be that way. There's some days that it's going to be freezing cold naturally. It's going to be freezing cold. There are other days that it's just going to rain and rain and rain and rain and rain. There are other days the temperatures are going to be up. Last week we had 90 plus, upper 90s with a heat index of over 100 degrees. We did maybe 3 or 4 days like that. So the weather shifts, but each pattern brought its own elements to the earth. Similar to our lives. Each element, each stage that we go through in life is going to bring you something different. It's going to bring its own experiences. It's going to bring its own lessons. And we cannot shy away from the rainy days. We just can't shy away from the rain is necessary. The tears are necessary. Tears brings with it, with its life experiences, it brings with it knowledge. It brings wisdom. It brings strength. It brings you to a maturity. That's a good word. It brings maturity because what it teaches you is after the tears and after you make it past and beyond whatever you're going through, it proves to you that you're still living, that you're still breathing, that you still have a chance to do something different, something better. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let things out. One of the things that we, especially as us men, and I think this may be even geared to men, we have to learn that it's okay to cry. That it's okay to let it go. That it's okay to say, you know what? If I keep it bottled up on the inside of me, what is that doing? How is that, whatever I'm dealing with, how is that helping me if I keep it bottled up on the inside? Tears represents the release of something on the inside. Watch this. If you are extremely happy about something, guess what? You may cry. If you laugh at something that was so funny, I did something happen the other day. I can't remember what it was, but I was laughing so hard that tears started coming down. Or on the flip side of this, you may have received bad news, and emotionally you release tears. It's all about, tears are really connected to our emotions. And we have to understand that if you're crying, your emotions are where they need to be. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's okay to cry. It's okay to release. It's okay to let go. Because the more we keep things bottled up on the inside of us, the more we do not cry. The more stress lands on us. The more hardship lands on us. I remember there was a season in my life that I couldn't cry. I wouldn't cry. Because I thought I was supposed to be the one that was always strong. Even when things were going wrong with me, I thought that I was supposed to show people how to handle this the strong way. Because of my religious way of thinking, I was taught that as long as you pray, why are you worrying about it? Why are you crying about it? If you pray, then God is going to take care of it. Let it go. No, that's the biggest lie from hell. All you have to do, yes, God will take care of it. But the one thing that God desires from us is that we are real with ourselves. Because if we're real with ourselves, you can be real with Him and you can be real with others. The last thing we can do is be fake with people. The last thing we can, because if you fake with yourself, you're going to be fake with other people. Be honest enough with yourself to say, you know what, I could not handle this, or I cannot emotionally deal with this. Now, it may be after you cry, you gather yourself and you get to work on it. Yes. But you have to complete the stages in order to get what you're supposed to get out of it. I think it was probably on one of my shows the other day. I was talking about when I woke up, I had all of this stuff that was in my eye from the day before I was doing something, and stuff had gotten in my eye and I couldn't get it out that whole day. But when I went to sleep the next morning, I woke up, I had stuff all up in my eye, and all it was dried tears, and it was washing stuff out of my eye. Tears have a purpose. Don't be afraid of your tears. Don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to let go. Because what you would do, you was at the end of that tear. My Bishop Paul Morton has a song that says, "Cry your last tear. Everything is going to be all right." The song did not say, don't cry. It talked about the aftermath of after you cry. It's going to be all right. But what you have to do is gather your thoughts, gather your emotions, gather your mindset. I don't know where this conversation came, but I actually was going to change this topic this morning, because I was like, people really don't want to hear that. But in reality, we need to hear it. We need to hear the fact that it's okay to cry, because some of us would cry or go in a closet and cry, or if they don't go in the closet and cry, they'll just hold it in. And hold it in, and it builds up, it builds up, it builds up, and it's going to release itself some type of way. If it doesn't release itself in tears, it's going to release itself in emotions, and those emotions aren't going to be right. Those emotions aren't going to be right. You're going to release it on someone and blindside someone with your emotions instead of allowing the emotions to flow through your tears. People say that God analyzes our tears. He boxes up our tears. He wipes our tears, and he analyzes our tears, and he knows where the pain from those tears are coming from. I believe that. Life can bring us so many things. It can bring us so many things. But it's up to you what it brings you. Because what it brings you is identified by how you perceive it. And I know that probably confused you. What life brings you is identified by how you perceive it, how we perceive it. Something can happen, a lost job to one person is life altering. It's destructive. I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And it becomes all negative. However, to another person, it comes, this was my open door to go out and do what I need to do. This is my open door. This was the door that I needed. It's all about how you perceive what's been handed to you. Today's homework assignment is simple and hard at the same time. Take time to analyze the things that you are going through right now. Take time and say, okay, I'm dealing with this in my life. I'm dealing with this in my life. I'm dealing with this in my life. And ask yourself, how do I perceive what I'm going through? Some people may ask, why is it happening to me? I don't understand why it's happening to me. Some people may say, that person over there deserves to go through this. Why am I? Analyze. Think about the things that's been placed on your plate. The things that have been placed on your plate. Analyze it. And if you have been looking at it from a negative point of view, if your vantage point of this situation has been negative, I challenge you today to take another look at it. And say, okay, I'm going through this because I needed to go through this to show how strong I really am. I'm going through this because I needed to learn compassion for this area. I needed to learn empathy. I'm going through this because it's something that I'm going to need down the line. I'm going through this because maybe I'm supposed to teach about this. I know many of us, it's easy to find the negative thoughts on things that we go through. It's easy to go. It's easy for our minds to go through that. But I challenge you today. Whatever, take an account of the things that you have on your books, the things that you're going through, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, emotional, whether it's financial, whether it's family, whether it's relationship, whether it's career, no matter what it is. Find yourself, why am I going through this? One of the hardest, I share one of my stories. I've shared before. I had one of my favorite jobs. It was a job that I was doing for free, and they forced me to, in a sense, to take pay for it. I gladly did it for free and did it well. I loved doing it. They ended up hiring me full time. Started working. And then all of a sudden, I got blindsided by being fired over a lie. This is a company that I gave everything to. I gave my all to. And for a year or so, I was angry with God because I did not understand why he did it to me until I slowed down and I listened. I bickered at him in my prayers until one day I slowed down and shut up and I listened to what he said. He said, I needed you to leave there because I needed you to do something, but you was too close to the problem. And for the last 3 or 4 years now, I have been teaching and training against that particular thing. I had to move away from the problem so that I could see it clearly. For the first year or so, I was upset with God. But then when I slowed down, I analyzed the situation and realized God had something bigger and better for me to do. And forgive me for those that are not Christians, whoever you consider your higher being is. It's a bigger and better plan. Everything is a piece of the puzzle. I live my life thinking about puzzles. I look at everything like a piece to my puzzle. Everything that you're going through is just a piece of your puzzle. But the more I sit and I analyze that piece of the puzzle and I complain about the shape and I complain I can't find out where it fits in and I tried over here, it's not fitting. I just take that piece of puzzle and I just throw it to the side and ignore that piece. It's not going to work. Whenever you ignore a piece, it could be the important piece for the next piece. Frustration and tears and anger is all a part of the process. But the key word to that statement is process. You have to process it. You have to process life. You have to process life experiences. You have to process lived experience. Whatever you've gone through in life, whether it's now or in the past, and definitely going forward in the future. If it's already happened, analyze it, deal with it, learn from it, be educated, get the experience from it. But use it. Use it. You have to use it. You have to use that lived experience. You have to apply it to your life. They say that growing up, I was taught, and I think this was a phrase that started back in the 70s, because I can remember in elementary school hearing it. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. I hate to bust your bubble, but knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. What you've gone through and using it is power. Using it for your advantage. It may have felt bad at the time. It may, the person that did may have wanted it to make you feel bad or to destroy you, or however you may put it. But if you take what you've been through and use it for yourself, it becomes power. If you read something in a book, you just read it in a book. But if you read it in a book and then go and apply it to life or apply it to situation, now it's power. Take time today and be real. Go through if you have been dealing with something and you have not emotionally dealt with it within yourself, that is the first step in processing it, is being real with it. Is being real with it. Tears are a good thing. Tears are a great thing. The rain outside, it rained all night. But I guarantee you the trees and the grass and the birds and everything that lives on the outside are grateful for that rain because they needed it. There are parts of our country in the states today that are in droughts and begging for rain. There are parts of you that need rain. Use it for your advantage. Use it for your advantage. Thank you so much for joining in this morning on Coffee and Conversation. I do appreciate you. I will see you I will see you Thursday. Make sure you just enjoy life. Take everything that you've dealt with in life and use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. You all have a great, great day, and I'll see you on the flip side of things. I just want to have a great, great morning.